World Championships to American Paul Hamm, and then he fell on the high bar at the 2004 Olympics. Otherwise, he could have been a factor in that final medal podium standing at the Olympics in 2004. He won the Asian Games last year. It's just really hard to find too much of a weakness. And in the weak areas, perhaps a little bit on floor and maybe the high bar, he's balanced enough that he doesn't give ground to too many other competitors.
And by weak, you know, it's not that he's terribly weak. It's just that his scores are not as well as some of the other events. And he definitely has enough cushion on the other events to disperse some tense here and there to make up for the losses.
Flavius Koshi from Romania, currently in third place in the all-around, way in the lead. Maxim Divyatowski from Russia in second. Koshi having a very good meet. Oh!
A little close on that Ginger.
I can't blame him. He probably realized, hey, I'm in third, man. I got to catch all these release moves.
That's exactly what you're thinking at that point. You want to pull everything a little bit closer to the bar. Just a natural tendency for gymnasts to be a little bit cautious.
Having a good day, and he'll finish up on the floor and then the pommel horse where he excels. Nice job.
Take a look at Yang Wei again.
Excuse me, I misspoke. He finishes up on the floor. He's already performed on the pommel horse. There's 2 rotations to go in this all-around competition. Yang Fu Liang now on the parallel bars. Tied for 6th in the all-around coming into this 5th of 6 rotations.
And again, look at the lines here with these Chinese gymnasts on parallel bars especially. Just very crisp. So late in the routine. That giant double back. And that's a solid routine.
Okay. He'll have high bar yet to go. Can he end up with a medal today? It is within his sight. There's no question about it. Hey, boy, our conversation has really invited a lot of people to send us some notes. We got a note here from Michael Mastroni. Says, by the way, great coverage on WCSN. Love what you guys are doing there.
Thank you.
He asks, do we think that the International Gymnastics Federation, as you see the score for Flavius Koji on high bar, do you think that they will make any adjustments before the 2008 Olympics? That's very unlikely.
Very unlikely. It's too late in the game for that. Mainly just routines are set, and there's just any sort of scoring changes that would come about now might be some sort of technical small rule change about some sort of skill, but any major change to the scoring system is not going to happen.
This system was designed to be in place for 8 years, and already after the system was the rules were introduced, there have been many modifications to them. So this system was never really fully tested out before it was put into play. I think that was perhaps a mistake. They should have stayed with the old scoring system or modified the old scoring system enough to retain the perfect 10 as the high score.
That's right.
And still managed to figure out a better way of evaluating these routines. I think that was possible without throwing out the perfect 10 ceiling.
Well, again, something that is not normally done, and halfway through the quadrennium, they made significant rule changes to the code. because the first 2 years, I remember several gymnasts and coaches kind of hands up in the air. What do we do with this new scoring system? Kind of lost as far as, because it takes a lot of strategy, a lot of planning. What can this gymnast do? And just the foundation wasn't set for this new scoring system. It was kind of just built and then thrown out there. So really, these gymnasts have only had 2 years to figure out this new system and perform these routines.
My contention is that in that meeting where they determine what the new system will be, there are not enough current coaches or current athletes sitting in on that session.
I agree.
They need people who are in the gym every day being a part of that decision, not coaches and administrators, former coaches, judges, and administrators who have been out of the gym and out of the sport for 20 years.
I agree.
The decision needs to be made by people who are in the gym every day, seeing what this code of points does to deteriorate the bodies of these athletes, what it does to the safety of the sport, and those people who are right on the ground floor of what's happening in gymnastics need to be involved in more of the key decisions. Oh my goodness. Oh. Wow, what happened there?
He was going for a giant pike bell, and seemed to have happened as he kicked relatively early and didn't quite get into that pike position, and when he came out to kick out, he was actually below the bars.
Diosi, who was in second in the all-around. Oh, he's not going to continue. Well, now that's hard to believe.
Wow.
It's unclear what is the state of his injury. It looks like it's a lower body injury, perhaps. That is amazing.
Just opted to...
Second in the all-around, doing well.
What does that say, Bart? I mean, is it give way to the importance of this competition at all?
Ryazanov, 14.475. He'll finish up on the floor, fourth in the all-around to this point. Sixth tied for sixth. Oh, I see. Perhaps when he landed, he jammed his foot.
Right.
Now, I would have expected that he could have gotten up and done something and perhaps done an easy dismount.
He absolutely could
to at least get a score. That's surprising that he didn't at least try to maximize the situation and get more for that routine.
It makes me wonder what his commitment to this all-around competition really is.
Well, that's a good point. Philippe Boy of Germany.
Maybe he was thinking 2 events left, and that fall he feels like he might have just taken himself out of it. And
I don't know. The way this competition is unfolding, I'd like to stay in there as long as I can.
That's
Philippe
what I would
Boy,
do.
He's doing the best he can.
I would have finished that routine.
You're not kidding. And even if he has an ankle injury or a foot injury, he should have done an easy dismount.
That's right.
But he will have a devastating score and will surely fall out of contention. I don't understand that at all. But your point is well taken, that perhaps he says, hey, wait a minute, I'm tired. This doesn't matter anymore.
Right, exactly.
And I'm not going to go on and continue to risk hurting myself. Let's see what happens here. Diosi, 3.725. Oh my goodness.
Just didn't quite get in enough, and like I said, when he came to open up, shoulders were almost below the bars.
This is really disappointing. It's like the medalists are going to be Yang Wei and any other 2 guys that are left standing.
Anybody who hits 6 for 6.
Or not even.
Maybe not
Anybody
even.
who just doesn't go to the hospital. Fabian Hambuchen now. Don't count him out. He is not having the best day, but that seems to be the case for a lot of people here.
A lot of people. Be nice to see him climb his way back up there in front of his hometown crowd. So far, so good. Those are Healy elements. Not worth too much in difficulty. A lot of gymnasts will fill their routines with C-level skills, which earn you 3/10 in bonus, and finally some emotion out of
He's finally waking up.
Yeah.
Way to go, Fabian.
Maybe now he knows it. That's right.
That's right. I got high bar coming up next. That's one of my best events. Don't count me out. He sure has the support of nearly 6,000 people in the Hans-Martin Schleyer Hall. There's no question about it. His teammate, Philippe Boy, 14.55 for that high bar effort. Currently in 12th in the all-around.
Please do not use flashlights. Thank you.
Die Wertung von Philipp Boy, 14,550. Nächster Turn am Boden, Anton Folin.
Currently in 5th in the all-around coming into this rotation, Anton Folin of Uzbekistan. An Arabian pike double front, not the best technique, but he did manage to land it. Surprised that he landed it, in fact. I think he's as surprised as we are. A little short on that tumbling combination. He's doing the right thing, though. He is very quietly going along, hitting routines, while several of the favorites are struggling. So don't count him out of the medals yet.
That might
and wouldn't
pay
a
off
medal
in the
for
end.
for Uzbekistan in the all-around be fantastic? Normally not considered prime candidates for men's all-around medals.
It's nice to see in our sport, too, that medals can go out to some of the other countries. Brings a little bit of variety to the sport.
You see in the background, Jonathan Horton from the United States on the high bar live. The crowd responding to his exciting release moves as Folin wraps up his floor routine here. 2.5 twister. Hambuchen says, let's get this thing done. Hambuchen will be also in the vault and high bar final, so we'll see more of him. Not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow in the day 2 of event finals. Later today on WCSN, we have the women's all-around final. And then tomorrow, day 1 of event finals, and the day after, day 2 of event finals. Mizutori of Japan set to go on the parallel bars. Very nice underbar work. I have such admiration for these gymnasts who can do those straight arm peach basket type skills. It is just unbelievable the amount of technique, strength, and timing that it takes to do that skill consistently with locked out arms.
Oh. Uh-oh. Wow. Pulls it. I think these guys are finally waking up a little bit. Seeing some emotion out of them. It's great. That's a nice skill there.
Boy, we have gotten a lot of responses from you out there. Sharina Jones sent us a note. I think she has a very interesting point about specialization. that it's sort of a natural progression in gymnastics. Many people in my era focused on the all-around, and through your era as well, Raj. But in other sports, you know, pitchers only pitch.
Right.
You know, punters only punt. So she has a good point. One of the things that is positive about specialization, it has allowed lots of gymnasts, like a guy like Jordan Jovchev from Bulgaria, as you see, 14.825. Guys like Jordan Jovchev from Bulgaria, he's 34 years old and he's still here. He's a mediocre all-around performer, but he still has a chance to win a medal as an individual on the rings, and we'll see that tomorrow in the apparatus finals. So a lot of gymnasts are extending their careers for several years longer as a result of the fact that they are able to specialize.
Right.
And they don't have to continue to beat their bodies up trying to be a mediocre all-arounder. They can just say, hey, you know what? I'm not good at one event, so I'm not doing it anymore, and I can last a lot longer in the sport.
Right.
There is an advantage to that. There's no question about it.
Absolutely. You know, from this perspective, it is nice to have these specialized gymnasts. Main reason, because we're actually seeing how far the sport can be explored. These specialists are taking some of these events to the next level and actually leading the way in terms of where the sport's headed. I do, however, feel strongly about, and I'm sure a lot of other gymnasts can attest to the fact that the all-around competition still is the most grueling. I believe that the all-around champion is garnered the best gymnast in the world versus a specialist who, suppose rings just win rings or wins vault, just won that specific event. And I guarantee you, when they were training gymnastics at a very young age, that they were training all the events. And somewhere along the lines, they realized what they were good at, and it's nice to have that opportunity here in gymnastics. But the all-around competition, I believe, the all-around title is much more difficult to win than an individual apparatus title.
And like the decathlete, you consider the decathlete the world's greatest athlete.
Right.
And we, as gymnastics enthusiasts, consider the world all-around champion as the master of the sport.
Exactly.
No question about it. All right. More exciting gymnastics coming up. Don't go away, folks.
The course is set. Destination, the Four Corners, where background, stats, and stories are mapped out each week. Race and track. Over and in the water. On the snow for winter sports. And on and off the floor. Meet the athletes, get the stories, and see the action as WCSN takes you inside the sport, inside the corner. The Four Corners, where only the best need apply.
WCSN brings you another defining moment from the championship corner.
Reich, a multiple winner here in Schladming. Here comes the split. And Reich's in front. Now the real work begins. Listen to this crowd. Almost 50,000. Benny and Ike. He's got it. First place.
Beam, noun, long piece of timber or array of light. Verb, to send a broadcast signal, to smile. Beam, also known as a prop to balance on.
Well, that was a big moment for Jokic. The first one to go on the beam in that rotation.
Kick, verb, to thrust out the foot or feet with force. Noun, a feeling of pleasure or marked enjoyment, a thrill. Kick, also known as a burst of speed at the end of a race.
Into the finish line! Oh my, he's done it!
The American, he's going to shatter the world record. Phelps, world record. Magnificent.
Back on the water. She really does rack up the tricks there.
Germany just edging ahead where it matters most. Maybe by 1 or 2 centimeters, just getting there.
They do this combination so beautifully. Look at that. Phenomenal stuff.
This is amazing. He's just won the gold medal.
So really impressive paddling by the Italian.
They look like they just did a sprint from beginning to end with not 1 second of rest.
Back at the World Gymnastics Championships, men's all-around final. Hiroyuki Tomita to the parallel bars now.
Kind of having a rough day, huh,
He is,
Bart?
but he's not completely out of it.
No,
I have to
he's
tell
not.
you
He's
that
pulling himself back into this. And this is definitely one of the events where he can shine. See their beautiful execution.
P-bars and high bar, 2 of his best events, and those are the 2 events he will finish up today on. So don't count him completely out.
That'd be nice to see a little bit of that never give up attitude.
Scored 16.0 qualifying round. Any score on P-bars of 16 is big time. All right.
Should score well, actually. It's a well-executed routine. Packed with difficulty.
As if he's saying, hey, folks, I'm not out of it completely. I'm in there. Yang Wei solidly in front.
I was talking about the beating your arms take.
So those massive biceps are not enough to protect you?
Not enough.
This one from a horse for Yang Tae-Yang, 14.925.
Und schließlich Rafael Martinez aus Spanien am Reck 14.
Yang Tae-Yung, 14.925 on the pommel. Of course, his final event will come up on the rings. We're recapping a couple of scores and routines that we did not see in rotation 5. So Kim Dae-Jung quietly having a respectable competition.
Nice tuck double-double mount. That skill is called a layout Thomas.
He was, of course, perhaps the most overshadowed gymnast at the Olympics in 2004. Earned the silver medal, but nobody remembers that. All they remember is the story of Paul Ham and Kim Dae-Jung's teammate, Yang Tae-Jung. But today, just like that, he's quietly a contender.
He's certainly turned some heads in the gymnastics community. Earned his way up to those spots.
Qualified 17th into this all-around final. This is his favorite event, the floor. And the Korean men have never won a world all-around medal.
Wow. And this routine is nice. It has a very artistic look to it. It's good to see from Korea.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
They were only 11th place as a team last year's World Championships, 5th place here. You never know what you're going to get with the Korean team. They look so impressive in practice, and then you never know who's going to show up. But Kim Dae-Jung solidly pushing through. 15.9 the score for Tomita on parallel bars. A great score.
That's a great score. Would have liked to have seen it maybe just a tad higher, but 15.9, close enough to 16. One more event, and he actually may be able to pull off a medal.
It would be remarkable considering the start he had today, but Kim Dae-Jung is working his way up in there, and Liang Fuliang from China. So here are the standings. Yang Wei solidly in the lead by 3.5 points. Kim Dae-Jung second. Liang Fu Liang in third. Mizutori Tomita Hambuken, Yang Tae-young, and Anton Folin. For the Americans, Jonathan Horton in 10th and David Durrani in 17th place. So we will have one event to go when we come back to the World Gymnastics Championships. Yang Wei in control. If he wins today, will be the first all-around gymnast to win back-to-back World Championship all-around titles in the history of men's gymnastics.
Maybe Bekele's starting to draw away, and what do you know? Here he goes. Bekele, 200 meters remaining. World record mark for Gebre Selassie in his sights. And he's going to do it. Whoa! A big chunk. A big chunk off the mark.
All bets are off when Saturday Night at the Track takes the air on WCSN. See the world's best displaying the speed, skill, and focus necessary to win a world title. Whether it's on the pavement, at the track, or on the dirt, the finish line is all that matters. So forget win and place. The only show you need is Saturday Night at the Track.
Wrestling fans are in for a treat here. Mahan Lopez of Cuba, last year's world champion. This man is a beast. 1-0 lead right now for Lopez. Stands up with it and goes for the throw. The mat official awards 5. It's confirmed, and that will end the bout. This match didn't last very long. They call that a suplex in professional wrestling. Here it's a 5-point throw and a victory.
WCSN brings you another defining moment from the championship corner.
This is for the gold medal. This is for the World Championship. Clear far post, US score. Low and winger again. For 5. That's it. It's over. The United States have won the gold medal. They've defeated Australia in the World Championship final at the Melbourne Sports and Aquatic Centre.
WCSN.com, your destination for World Championship sports. Live events.
This is an amazing sport.
Highlights.
Alison Felix takes it from Sanya Richards and Veronica Campbell.
Photo galleries. Sports you live and love. WCSN.com.
That is a new American record. And they are off, lifting nicely here at the end. She does still have a shot.
Here comes the sprint. And here they come side by side. Italy will win the World Championship.
Back for the 6th and final rotation. The World Gymnastics Championships. I'm Bart Connor along with Raj Bavzar. Proud to be bringing you this live coverage only on WCSN, home of world champions. 18 hours of coverage of these World Championships. And Liang Fu Liang in 3rd place after 5 events, now set to do the high bar. For a day that is started off rather unimpressively, we are seeing a little drama here as we get down to the final event to determine the champions. Yang Wei solidly in the lead, Kim Dae-jung in 2nd, Liang Fu Liang in 3rd.
Important to note here, Bart, that he did not do so well in the prelim competition on this event, scoring a 13.575.
23-year-old from Guangdong. Very solid in his 4th World Championship appearance. Okay.
That will score better than the qualification.
Absolutely. Good execution. This competition, which is coming down to the survival of the fittest.
That's right.
More than the coronation of the best outside of Yang Wei, who should have this in the bag. Liang Fuliang competed very smartly today. Nothing particularly dazzling, but consistent, clean execution, which was the way to successfully get through this competition. We'll see where he ends up in the results. He's the first guy to go in rotation 6 on the high bar.
Consistency is the name of the game at this point. Gymnast that can hit the most routines. Usually it's the gymnast that hits all 6, like Yang Wei, that ends up on top.
Calling this Darwin Gymnastics. Survival of the fittest.
Natural selection.
Natural selection. That's what the new code of points should be called. If you're still alive, then you get to advance. 14.325 for Liang Fuliang. Significantly better than his qualifying score, so he is in the mix. And so is this guy, Fabian Hambuchen.
And this is an exciting event for him.
I'm looking forward to this. Yes. Finally, I'm getting energized again, aren't you?
Some excitement coming in here.
Here we go.
We'll see why he's so great on this event.
Nice.
That first element's called a Coleman. It's a full twisting Kovacs.
Aggressive today. 16.025 was his qualifying score. Oh, sweet.
That's nice. Finishing right in handstand.
That's first class right there.
Lay out to Kasha, connected right to a straddle. It's a DC combination, which will give him 1/10 connection bonus.
Nice. We're looking at a great score potentially for Fabian Hambuchen.
Oh, wow. He's got to be in there with that, huh, Bart?
They love him.
Crowd knows it. I don't know what he's worried about.
Nothing. He's not impressed, actually. Yang Wei says, I got the gold. You guys, you go have fun trying to get the silver and the bronze. A lot of variety of skills there. Good releases, good in-bar work, good pirouetting skills. Kim Dae-jung coming into this rotation, second in the all-around. 3.5 points behind Yang Wei of China. We mentioned the athletes were seeded based on their qualifying scores. Kim Dae-jung now on the pommel horse, typically the lowest scoring of the events.
And this is a difficult event to finish an all-around competition on. Just a little bit antsy. It's just natural to get a little bit anxious that the meet's going to be over soon. And as complex and intricate as pommel horse is, working through it fine here. A little bit of skewing on those travels. Flies up on that dismount. Overall, a good set, and he's happy with it.
Scored a 13.975 in the qualifying. He had a very, very good competition today. But the standings might be slightly deceiving because